back with another Black Pixie moment, and this video is about the polar vortex. The last time we had a polar vortex, I want to think it was in I want to think it was in 2000. I don't think it was 2000. I don't think it was either 2016 or 2013. I'm not sure. But I wrote an article and I did a lot of research because I never heard of a polar vortex before. So I was working with this. I was a member of this poetry. It's like it's not a poetry workshop that's trying to come to my mind, because the website I work with at present is a poetry workshop. We create workshops for people who want to learn more about a specific poetry topic, subject, or the different ways of writing and learning poetry. You could either be an advanced poet who just want to brush up on your skills, or you can be like an amateur. You don't really have a lot of education in it. And like me, I didn't go to school for it, but a lot of people who are founders of the website are. But I'm one of the original founders of the website. I came a few months later after they got the first launch. Then you have those beginners who don't really know much about it, and we create workshops for them, and help them to learn how to structure their poems, properly according to, where it's reader friendly. And this particular website was called Helium. It's a Helium knowledge based poetry website. And on this website, you get paid a small fee for writing, but you actually own your own poetry. But you could also sell your poetry. You write them and you sell them to different publishing company or magazine company. You could get anywhere from $1 to $25 for your poem. And a lot of people went that route, and so I had a few of them published with different magazines or publishing companies, and I've got like $1 for some, $2 or $4. And with all that said, after I did extensive research on what the polar vortex was, I wrote the article on it, and I got paid $4 for that article. But I still like the website because I still maintain ownership of my work, even though, because I didn't sell them away, they was no longer mine, which a lot of people did that, but I didn't do that. So I forgot what year that was, but I wrote that article, Understanding the Vortex, and I see the polar vortex is back. Now, there's some things that been happening with the weather, and one of the elders in the congregation that I go to, he was just asking the question, why is the weather like this, just say, well, I want to ask you a question, Barbara. Why is the weather, or why is this happening? Because everything is so weird. It just came to my mind out of nowhere. I said, the ice age is coming. And I truly believe the ice age is coming because of the way the weather was being. People trying to understand the weather. And he stopped and looked at me like, so he was just asking a question, but he wasn't really looking for an answer. But I'm the kind of person, you ask me a question, I think I got to answer it. So I went to answer the question. He told me, no, then when I said Ice Age, she turned around and looked back at me. Ice Age? Yeah. Because of the way the weather was going, he asked me this, just this year right here. First part of this year coming in, between the first part of this year and up to now, he asked about it, and I said, Ice Age is coming. I didn't know when it was coming, but I knew it was coming. And so now, what happened? Just this year, as I said, the Ice Age is here. But it's called polar vortex. And I fully understand what the polar. If I can find that article, I will do a video and share that article explaining what the polar vortex is. And it's amazing how this cold air it's basically at the Antarctica, the pole over Antarctica. That's where it's all the time. And at the time, I thought what the air does is leave Antarctica and comes over the United States the way it did. But in my research, I found out that it doesn't actually do that. It doesn't leave the Arctic pole, Antarctica. What it does, it swings over the United States, and it just stayed there for days or whatever, and then it swings back. It never actually leaves. So, with that said, I'm going to read the article and see what it says. And as I go along, as I remember parts from the article that I wrote, as it relates to this particular article. So let me look at this video here. What is the bomb? I can't read this little writing. It's not much for me to see, but I guess this particular polar vortex is mixed with other stuff, which all of it is together, I guess. Well, let's read the article. According to the article, it says, as the winter solstice marks the official, December 21st is the winter solstice, and then we already had the full moon, the last full moon of the decade. That full moon was a few days ago. I forgot the date, but the full moon was a few days ago. There's all kind of accidents and craziness that's going on. Trains stopping on the track, don't want to move. People just driving. The world is a weird place to live. Weird place to be at this time when you're on the road. But that I'm not concerned with that. I just noticed just how crazy things are. And it says, it's time for the term that means breaking out the snow shovel bomb cyclone. Winter weather that impacts public safety and transportation, such as snow, sleet, ice, typically occurs between October 14 and April 14, which is from October to April next year. The National Weather Service says the winter solstice begins December 21st and runs through March 19, 2020. So the winter solstice, okay. Now, as they do throughout the year, meteorologists work to clearly and accurately report weather forecasts to the public. A forecast that's accurate, that's not properly communicated, is worthless forecast, Dr. Joel N. Meyer, CEO of AccuWeather, recently told Fox News. Now, okay, lenticular cloud hovers in Colorado sky over mountain like a flying saucer. Now, that's a sight to see. Clouds like a flying saucer just hovers over. That's a sight to see. But this is over Colorado. Myers, who founded AccuWeather in 1962, told Fox News, one of the most difficult things to forecast in winter is where rain and snow will hit during storms, particularly along the northeast coast where 10 miles could be the difference between heavy rain or a foot of snow. So let's see what.
Parts of the Northeast, including New York City, the blizzard of 2015 turned out to be something of just another storm. These massive totals of maybe 3 feet of snow that many predicted did not pan out. A little further east, though, on Long Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, they're getting hammered, but not here in the city. Here's where the moisture was coming up here from the south. And when you get this nor'easter, you get that system that pauses, it stalls, and then it just churns the moisture and the wind that comes back on the northeast. So Long Island, hammered. Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, maybe 2 feet, maybe 3 feet of snow for some.
We just saw some pictures of the horrible tornado that touched down in Louisiana. And I think I heard it killed 4 people so far. And it just destroyed a whole entire school. The school was leveled. The chairs where the kids sat was just ceiling debris. You could even see the chair, and there was the reporter there was in the rubbish. I mean, just wiped it out. These tornadoes are no joke. Here are what those winter weather terms really mean, according to weather expert blizzard. The National Weather Service defines a blizzard as having strong winds greater than 35 miles per hour combined with heavy or blowing snow to produce very poor visibility. We were in the South, so I don't think we ever had any blizzard like that since I was a child. I think we had it twice. When I was a child, I had to been in. I was somewhere like 4th or 5th grade during that time, and then they had another one since then. And I want to think that was in their maybe 70s or 80s. I want to think it was the 70s, but anyway, visibility needs to be under a quarter mile to qualify as a blizzard. Previously, there also was a temperature criterion for blizzards, according to Myers. Temperatures needed to be below 20 degrees for a storm to officially be a blizzard, with the severe title added when the thermostat dips below 10 degrees, but that requirement was taken away. It's much easier to get a blizzard, he told Fox News. Okay? Nor'easter. And I heard of the nor'easter. The swirling storms that typically bring heavy snow, rain, and coastal flooding to areas in northeast are known as nor'easters. The storm moving up the east coast of the United States received their name because their winds typically blow from northeast, even though the storm is moving from southeast to northeast. That's because the winds are moving clockwise. Winds are moving clockwise according to Myers. And I guess this will be a picture of some of the clockwise.
The giant nor'easter moving up the coast at this hour. You are taking a look at
50 million
Chester, New York, and that is it. Chester, New York. It looks very much like around the block.
Rochester.
Oh, Rochester, New York. Okay. I've heard of that, too. Rochester can handle it. This is nothing for them. This is summer for them.
Well, 50 million Americans, Brian, are bracing for up to 2 feet of snow, blinding winds, and devastating coastal flooding.
Nearly 6,000 flights already canceled or delayed, stranding many people at the airport. If you're traveling today, make sure you call first. Let's call meteorologist Adam Klotz. He is outside at 48th and 6th Avenue where, you know, because we're...
So get a little bit of that. The storms were noted by Benjamin Franklin and used in early navigational manuals. He noted the storms was moving up the coast, hit Philadelphia before Boston, and so the storm must be moving from the southeast to the northeast, and the air circulating around it caused a northeast wind, Myers told Fox. Now the bomb cyclone, something I never heard of until tonight. Winter storms that strengthen rapidly, including northeasters, are dubbed bomb cyclones. So these are just storms that just strengthen real fast. And I guess this is October 17 on my birthday. The bomb cyclone can be seen off the coast of the northeast on October 17, 2019. Interesting. The term bombogenesis, never heard of that either, comes from mid-latitude storms that intensify rapidly, dropping 24 millibars or atmosphere pressure over 24-hour span. According to the National Organic and Atmospheric Administration, a typical range in millibars is around 10 to 15. So bombogenesis is basically storms that intensifies real fast, and they come from the mid-latitude storms. Mid-latitude, so the latitude would be out in the ocean somewhere. Hurricane gets upgraded to a Category 4 storm 54 years after making landfall. 54 years. A bombogenesis storm can be typical or non-tropical. Can be tropical or non-tropical. AccuWeather senior meteorologist Alex this is a tongue twister. Snowski. Sound it out. If it ain't right, oh well. Said in a blog post, the term bombogenesis comes from the merging of two words, bomb and cyclogenesis. All storms are cyclone. All storms are cyclone. Didn't know that. And genesis means the creation or beginning. So Snowski said, in this case, bomb refers to explosive development. Boom. Although the term means explosive storm strengthening. Storms real fast. Sleet. One of the types of precipitation people commonly describe as hail is actually sleet. So hail is sleet? So sleet is known as a combination of a snowflake and water that is frozen, according to forecasters. So sleet is snowflakes falling down and water that freezes and it hits the ground. Okay. Sleet is ice pellets or granulates of frozen rain and occurs when rain falls through air with temperatures below freezing, according to NWS. While the raindrop is falling, if it goes through above freezing air, it turns back into liquid until it refreezes before hitting the ground. Interesting. While the raindrop is falling, it goes through above freezing air. Then it turns back into liquid until it refreezes before hitting the ground. So that's sleet. Interesting. It's a combination of a snowflake and water that is frozen, Myers told Fox News. So this is a tweet from the NWS New York. So with a wintry mix expected tonight. It's already Wednesday. 5:48 in the morning. Between night. Do you know the difference between snow, sleet, and freezing rain? Each forms under slightly different conditions, and a 1 to 2 degree difference in temperature can have a huge impact. Check out the graphics below for more details. Okay, graphics for more details. So, winter procession. So this is the graphics, which rain, freezing rain, rain and freezing rain basically look the same to me. And then you got sleet. Well, apparently all of it starts with snow. Rain, freezing rain, sleet. Okay, rain is okay all the way down. Freezing rain is a little more than halfway down. I guess starts where the rain ends, where these letters are. Let's see. Rain never freezes, okay? But over here, rain freezes on contact with the surface. So once it get to this point here, then it's freezing rain. But rain never freezes in this point. It's nice, warm, cold, or whatever. But over here, droplets freeze and forms ice before reaching the surface. So up here, it just rain, and then, and get to this point, it freezes and forms ice before it gets here. So that's it for that. Let me go back to where I came from, if I can get back there without a lot of trouble. Okay, news. All right, there you go. No, don't stop. I'm not trying to stop. I'm trying to, oh, it says news. Okay, I'm not trying to stop. Let me see if I can get, what article? I was reading an article from the news. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna go back and click the news. Oh, it was Twitter the whole time. I'm not sure if it was Twitter. I don't think it was Twitter the whole time. I want to think it was news the whole time. Not now. Okay, I'm back to the article. Freezing rain. Freezing rain is defined as rain that falls and lands on surface with temperature that is below freezing, causing it to freeze on contact. The rain that falls and freezes eventually forms a coating of ice or glaze that can make waking or driving extremely difficult. Freeze, flash freeze, and frost. So, when temperatures at or near the ground are expected to be 32 degrees Fahrenheit or colder, a freeze warning can be issued. Let's see what a little bit of this video says.
Well, for starters, I want to give a shout out to Rockford, Illinois, which hit their all-time cold record temperature, according to the National Weather Service. Negative 30 last night. That record stood since 1982 with negative 27. Let's take a look around. This is just not to undermine the seriousness of this, but when you've got this warm weather or relatively warm water in Lake Michigan, you get all of the mist coming off there. There's even a rainbow forming up. And this is just breathtaking. If you look, cameraman Tomas Vasquez, if you look off to your left now, you can see the city of the big shoulders there, the skyline thereof, and it really is stunning to look at in all these severe conditions. 18 degrees right now, I should say 19 degrees is the latest report we got from my phone. Look at this ice sculpture that formed up in a tree. This is the mist that came off of Lake Michigan, and something that I would have just loved when I was a kid, and I kind of like it now. It's formed a cave here underneath this tree, and this is just amazing what you're getting with all of this severe weather out here. But of course, it's all across the region. So let me toss right now to a bunch of people from Minnesota who know how to tough out these cold temperatures.
This is Chicago.
Layers, good layers. Invest money in the really good stuff and wear good layers.
That's pretty freezy. Nothing that I haven't been through before, but you know, it's all good. It's just part of living it.
Pretty cool. A freeze may or may not be accompanied by frost, which is formation of ice crystals that develop when dew gathers in temperatures of at least 32 degrees. A flash freeze occurs when temperatures drop quickly below 32 degrees and cause a rapid freeze. If there is moisture on surfaces such as roadways or vehicles, for instance, the temperature can impact locks on cars, according to my, yes, it definitely can do that. Then you got the black ice. And all of this up, when I studied this, all this are different ice come out. It's ice you never, it's all kind of ice you would not even believe. Let me see what the weather is outside. See what the temperature is. 41 degrees outside, so it's not on the 38 right now, but at the moment at 5:54 in the morning, and I'm steady seeing my angel numbers. I've been seeing 222. I saw 333. Every hour I see 444, and now I'm about to see 555. So right now it's 5:54 a.m. So let's see what a little bit of this article has to say. Concerning the
A flash freeze following a snowstorm in the Northeast, creating dangerously cold and icy conditions, snarling air traffic nationwide. Thousands of flights have been canceled over the past 2 days, with hundreds more today. Rick Leventhal joins us now live from New York City's LaGuardia Airport. Are things better at all there today?
Yeah, vastly improved actually today from yesterday, when 2 out of every 3 flights were grounded here at LaGuardia. 805 total cancellations just at LaGuardia yesterday. Look at the board, it's much better today. A lot of on-time departures and enough on-time arrivals to make people smile here. 83% success rate at LaGuardia today. It's better actually at most other airports. 579 cancellations nationwide and 609 delays today. But as you mentioned, it's been another rough start to a rough travel week for people here as they try to get off the ground. 7,000 flights grounded since Sunday, 4,000 yesterday alone. But the good news, major carriers issued weather waivers allowing flyers to change flights without fees. That includes American, Delta, United, Southwest Virgin, and JetBlue. And perhaps a telltale sign, guys, that yesterday the longest lines were at customer assistance, and today the longest lines are at the security checkpoint, but they're not even that bad. So not a bad day to fly.
All right, so what about driving, Rick?
Give us some insight on the what it is, the freezing ice, the flash freeze. Now let's look at black ice. When there is a flash freeze, water on untreated surfaces can form black ice, which is basically ice is there but you can't see it. 2019 Atlantic hurricane season comes to an end. Here's how it stacked up. Now, if the water present is very thin on a surface such as black asphalt, it can be difficult to see, according to Myers. And that's true. It can be extremely dangerous and very slippery, he told Fox News. Yes. Now these are some snow shovels and snow squalls. So let's look a little bit of this video.
Videoing. Honestly, it kind of looks like everybody's all right. Paramedics ain't on the scene. Oh yeah, they are. They're up there. Second.
That's what's going on there. Now, the NWS counts snow showers as snow falling with varying intensity over brief periods, possibly accumulating. Snow squalls, however, are more intense snow showers and the most common, according to Myers. And I never heard of snow squalls. When I wrote my article on what is the polar vortex, and all these different forms of ice came up, and I ended up describing each one of them in there. And as I'm doing this one is a vlog. The first one was a actual written article. Was a blog, written article. I never heard of snow squalls. Never heard of it. But all kinds. I guess there's a way you have to describe all these different forms of snow that's forming in the atmosphere. And we living in a different world right now. People are different. They have a different way of thinking, and as we move forward in our evolving with the universe and the earth, Gaia, our body changes, and therefore, and we're living in a time in this earth that's gotten to a point where humans never were. Like it says, this has happened before in the past, but there weren't humans on this earth when this happened before in the past. So after 2012, things are happening. We are in a different part of the universe where things are happening that's always happened. It's just that there was never humans here. So that's why we are learning about all these new different forms of precipitation. So brief, intense weather is typically accompanied by strong gusty winds and may produce significant accumulation. So they got wind chill and AccuWeather real feel. Here on Twitter, they said that this is what it looked like when a snow squall hit our office. So let's see a little bit of the video here, a few seconds of the video. Okay. Oh, wow. It's very fascinating. So that's what, ooh, look like a little black body flew through there. So that's the end of that. That was only like 31 seconds. So okay, so that was that video. In addition to temperatures on a thermostat, wind chill tells us how it feels outside. So the temperatures on a thermostat, which is called a wind chill, it tells us how it feels outside. So the thermostat on my phone says it's 41 degrees outside. So it feels 41 outside. The NWS defines a wind chill index as the apparent temperature plus the effect of falling temperatures and the rate of heat loss from a human body caused by the wind. So that's what a wind chill index is. It's the apparent temperature at the moment. It's 41 for us, plus the effect of falling temperature, how fast the temperature falls. So let me go and see if the temperature fall any since then, and it has not. So I go back to the weather and the rate of heat loss, and how long it takes to get cold, caused by the wind, I guess, when you're outside. Now as the wind increases, now I go out, I went to that door out there, and the temperature drops pretty fast. The body heat drops pretty fast. When I went out there, because I wanted to know how cold it is. It is pretty cold out there. It is the weirdness of this world cold out there. Which, as we evolve, we are completely different human beings. I guess they would call types of human beings, species of human beings, whatever they call us. But different. Our body is going to have to adjust to the weather, to this the temperatures that we are going into as Earth moves into parts of space where it's never been before, with humans on it. As the wind increases, heat is carried away from a person's body at a more accelerated rate, driving down the body temperature according to the NWS. Now, AccuWeather has taken that to the next level with real field temperature. Never heard of that real field, but I can understand what real field is. In its forecast, it describes how people feel given all the factors when they step outside, according to Myers. And so what are all the factors? This is the wind chill during the polar vortex in January 2019, because that polar vortex is coming. Oh yeah, we had a polar vortex. I knew January was pretty cold, so I guess that was a more smaller vortex, because it wasn't as big as the one that was years before. The National Weather Service defines a wind chill index as the apparent temperature, which takes into account the combined effects of lowering temperature and the rate of heat loss from a human body. So that describes the real feel. So that describes the real feel. So basically, the real feel is all the factors that happen when you step outside. Click here for the app for the Fox News app. I don't really need the Fox News app, and I can just look at the news app and then get the weather that way. There's just too many apps. Now, that takes into account temperatures, humidity, cloud cover, sun intensity, because it was so cold Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? It was so cold Sunday. But as we step outside, the sun was hot, it was pierced through the cloud. So even though it was cold, that sun was hot and it felt so good. Now, it's also, which is different in the mountains than in more coastal areas like New York. So the fact that it takes into account the temperatures, the humidity, cloud cover, sun intensity, even air density, which is different in the mountains than in most coastal areas like New York. Now, Myers told Fox News that such a detailed forecast is important since extreme hot and cold threaten safety and health. So that's it for this Fox News article. That goes into details and explains each of the different polar vortex particular weather development, such as these terms that I just read. So it's a very fascinating the polar vortex itself is fascinating to me. The fact that it's cold over Antarctica all the time. I guess it's below 0 degrees all the time. But every so often it swings over and stays over for a few days or weeks or however long it does, and then it swings back to where it was, and it just stays cold over there. But that is very fascinating. And that'll be it for this video, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.